This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
(8:45). This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. Here is the news, edited by Catherine Pereira and read by Indrani Senanayake. The headlines. Basil Rajapaksa says more allocations have been made in the budget for the development of the domestic economy. Foreign Minister underscores importance of economic partnership with Indonesia. COVID-19 cases in the country stand at 36,544. Attention has been focused on the expansion of the investment policies between Thailand and Sri Lanka. News from overseas. British Prime Minister to hold press conference amid surge in cases. Basil Rajapaksa, chairman of the Presidential Task Force on Economic Revival and Poverty Alleviation, said yesterday a sum of 1 billion rupees per month has been allocated for this year's budget for the development of the domestic economy alone, with the aim of rebuilding the country's economy, which has been hard hit by the COVID-19 epidemic. Mr. Rajapaksa said it is a difficult task, but in order to implement these projects, every institution from village level should be involved and at least one project should be implemented per village. Mr. Basil Rajapaksa expressed these views while participating in the Uva Provincial Committee discussion held yesterday at the Uva University Auditorium in Badulla on the Vadasamaga Yaligamata Back to the Village with Work through the Conversation with the Village national program on the implementation of the 2021 budget proposals. Speaking further, Mr. Basil Rajapaksa pointed out that while implementing the budget proposals, the suggestions of the rural people will be taken into consideration, and when the projects are implemented, the rural people will also be involved in monitoring the implementation of these projects. He said earlier, the political leadership has assisted in the implementation of the budget proposals, but now public officials also have the ability to intervene and ask the people's representatives in the village, government officials and community leaders to cooperate in this process. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
HDFC Smart Goals. All it takes is 3 years.
We continue with local news. Sri Lanka's COVID-19 numbers saw another surge today as 495 more persons were tested positive for the virus. The newly identified patients were identified as close contacts of earlier cases linked to the Palyagoda fish market. One of them was detected in random rapid antigen tests carried out on people leaving the Western Province, Army Commander Lieutenant General Shavendra Silva said. A total of 750 persons who were moving out of the provincial limits have been subjected to rapid antigen testing today. As per the statistics, the total number of COVID-19 infections confirmed in the country to date stands at 36,544. Recoveries from the virus, meanwhile, climbed to 27,552 earlier today, as 491 more patients regained health. However, 8,827 active cases are still under medical care at selected hospitals and treatment centres located across the island. Sri Lanka has also witnessed 165 deaths related to COVID-19. The government has decided to utilize a memorandum of understanding on the strategic economic partnership with Thailand to increase investment opportunities. A discussion in this regard was held between the Thailand ambassador to Sri Lanka, Chulamani Chatsuwan and Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena. Attention was also focused on the expansion of investment policies between the two countries. Next, it's the main news story.
Darling, our daughter has top O-level results. Do you know what this means?
Yes, just 3 years and she'll be going abroad for her degree.
For which we'll need a bank loan.
But is a normal loan the smartest option?
What else?
The smartest way is to start an HDFC Smart Goals account.
Let your child begin their degree with no delays. Start an HDFC Smart Goals account. Call 2356 888.
Honey, you're so smart.
HDFC Smart Goals. All it takes is 3 years.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
The main news story, Ambassador of Indonesia in Colombo, I. Gusti Ngurah Ardiasa, paid a courtesy call on Foreign Minister Dinesh Gunawardena at the Foreign Ministry recently. During the discussion, the two dignitaries emphasized the need to further enhance trade ties in a mutually beneficial manner. While reiterating the long-standing multifaceted ties between the two countries, Minister Gunawardena appreciated the strong friendship and assistance rendered by Indonesia during the difficult times faced by Sri Lanka in the past. The ambassador acknowledged the bonds of friendship and cooperation that exist between the two countries at bilateral, regional and multilateral platforms and expressed hope that the current ties would further expand and deepen into sectors of contemporary importance. He underscored the need for enhanced cooperation in the areas of illicit trafficking, cooperation against trafficking in narcotic drugs, psychotropic substances, and marine and fisheries cooperation, and on voluntary international cooperation to prevent illegal, unregulated, and unreported IUUU fishing, which promotes substantial fisheries governance. Ambassador Ardiasa expressed his gratitude towards the government of Sri Lanka for assistance rendered towards the expatriation of Indonesian nationals in the recent past during the height of the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic. That was the main news story. Next up is Watchlight.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
We take a look at Watchlight. State Minister Arundhika Fernando says that permission should be obtained to cut coconut trees in future. The price of coconuts have increased due to the utilizing of coconut trees for industries. Permission has been given to import coconuts to meet the demand for coconut oil production. That was Watchlight. A bulletin of world news will follow. The headlines: British Prime Minister to hold conference amid surge in cases. Afghanistan blasts kill 15 children in eastern province. 2021 will be cooler, but still in top 6 warmest. Boris Johnson is to hold a press conference later amid a rising number of COVID cases in southeast England. Before that, the Prime Minister is having a cabinet meeting to discuss what action to take to deal with the spread of a new variant of COVID. Political correspondent Nick Eardley said there was concern about new data for parts of England and that cabinet has been summoned for a phone call. Wales and Northern Ireland have already announced post-Christmas lockdowns. Boris Johnson, who held an unscheduled meeting yesterday to discuss possible further measures, has said he was hoping to avoid another national lockdown in England. Afghanistan officials and police sources say an explosion has killed 15 children and injured another 20 people in the East Afghan province of Ghazni. The reason for the explosion in Gilan district is unclear, with officials saying a bomb went off in the back of a rickshaw. But local residents suggest a piece of unexploded ordnance blew up when children tried to sell it to a vendor. Taliban militants also say the blast was accidental. The explosion happened close to a house in a village where a Quran recital ceremony was underway. UK Met Office scientists are forecasting that 2021 will be a little cooler around the world, but will still be one of the top 6 warmest years. The La Nina weather phenomenon will see temperature edge down, but greenhouse gases will remain the biggest influence. Researchers say the world will likely be around 1 degrees centigrade warmer than the pre-industrial era. It will be the 7th year in a row close to or above the mark. The 2021 forecast is slightly lower than in recent years due to the onset of the La Nina event in the tropical Pacific. To end this bulletin of world news, the headlines again. British Prime Minister to hold press conference amid surges in cases. Afghanistan blast kills 15 children in eastern province. 2021 will be cooler, but still in top 6 warmest. That ends this bulletin of world news. Development news is up next. Several archaeological development activities implemented by the Central Cultural Fund will be bested in the public by Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa tomorrow and the day after tomorrow. Accordingly, a museum in Anuradhapura and an interior road network at the Jetavana premises and an archaeological training school will be opened. That was development news. Next, we take a look at sports news. The second test between India and Australia will be held on the 26th of this month in Melbourne. 4 test matches are to be played between the two nations. Meanwhile, India collapsed to 36 all-out, their lowest total in test cricket, as Australia won the first test in Adelaide by 8 wickets. That was a look at sports news. Business news follows. The work on the tourism development zone in Nuwara Eliya commenced today. A tourism zone will be established centering Nuwara Eliya. It will be linked to Kitulgala, Kandy and Badulla. In addition, a cable car network will also be set up from Nuwara Eliya to Nanuoya. The region will be established as an environmental-friendly zone. That was business news, and next is economic news.
Economic news, courtesy of
Business deals now easy. It just takes a few taps only. Anytime, get it done, all connected. Best discounts with real time. LOLC Real Time. Now download LOLC Finance Real Time app for your LOLC savings account. Attractive interest rates, transactions anytime, anywhere with a zero cost and no benefits.
A look at economic news. Commissioner General of Excise M.J. Gunasiri says the new technology will be introduced to manage the income of the excise and tobacco taxes. He also stated that the aim of this move is to increase the income. That was economic news. Finally, we take a look at the weather report.
Congratulations on your promotion. Heard you gave a treat for everyone in your department yesterday.
Yeah.
When will be our treat, huh?
Well, how about today?
Oh, no, I was just joking. We'll have a party with your new salary.
It's fine. I have my LOLC credit card with me. Let's go out today.
Those who spread goodness radiate happiness to everyone around them. Introducing LOLC Finance Credit Cards. Fuel the goodness in you.
And finally, with the weather report, the Met Department says northeastern monsoon conditions have been established over the island. Showers or thunder showers will occur at times in the northern, eastern, north central and Uva provinces and in the Matale and Hambantota districts. Fairly heavy falls above 75 millimeters can be expected at some places in the eastern province and in Matale and the Polonnaruwa districts. That was the weather report. To end tonight's news broadcast, we take a look at the headlines again. Basil Rajapaksa says more allocations have been made in the budget for the development of the domestic economy. Foreign Minister underscores importance of economic partnership with Indonesia. COVID-19 cases in the country stand at 36,544. Attention has been focused on the expansion of the investment policies between Thailand and Sri Lanka, and in news from overseas, British Prime Minister to hold conference amid surges in cases. That ends tonight's news broadcast, and I see my very dear friend and yours also smiling from ear to ear and showing all his beautiful 32 teeth. This side, okay, that is Mario. They are all set and ready to take over and present Family Choice. All yours, Mario.